Greetings everyone and welcome to another Baldur's Gate draft. Again, of course, featuring the rebalanced cards. This is my second draft I have. Well, both on the channel and my second actual draft with the rebalanced cards. So there were 27 cards that got rebalanced on August 11th. And the draft format is, more balanced. Blue is a little bit better, white isn't quite that good, and the best black common isn't, the best black common anymore. Now, what to pick from this pack? I think it's gonna be a single color card. I like Kaline, but it's not really the first pick here. The Intellect Devourer might just be the pick because, in the end, yes, you are paying, 4 mana for a 2/4, but this, quite often you can play the card and then the opponent can't get the card back. This steals, and because 2/4 isn't that easy to kill, I'm gonna take it. Grim Bounty is okay, and well, there were options definitely, but I like the rare enough, and also you get to, like I always tend to say, you don't get to play with rares as much as you get to play with commons and uncommons, and the point is to have fun, experience new things, and Intellect Devourer. Even if someone thinks it's not the best card in the pack, I think it maybe was the best card in the pack. But if someone says otherwise, this is still the card I have played with the least, and it's more fun to play with cards I haven't used that much in the early drafts. All right, the Craving of Yinahu is really good. Emerald Dragon got a boost because it lost Trample but got Ward 2, which is better than Trample. And Young Red Dragon is a 3/1 and not a 3/2, but it can block. I think the decision is between the Craving of Yinahu and the Undersettler Myconid here, because the Myconid is really good, but I think the Yinahu, I have had just so good experience with the card that if red is gonna be open, I will definitely enjoy having this card in my deck. Now this pack doesn't, so red being very open, I'm not taking the Earth Cult Elemental here. Now Manticore also got a boost. Now I sometimes played Manticore even with the nerfed, well, not the nerfed version, the regular version, which is a 2/1, but now it's a 3/1 and it's actually a lot better card. I don't think it's still a pick here, but it's a card you no longer are embarrassed to run in your deck. Oh, but what is the pick here? I mean, could be a Steadfast Paladin, could be this. If I took the green card, it might be an easy Null Hunter here. I don't think I'm taking a 4-drop right now. It's really, I mean, maybe green is open. I'm taking the Null Hunter because white isn't that often open. And I would actually be interested in playing with some of the green rebalanced cards, because there were quite a few green cards and all of them got better. None of the green cards got nerfed. Well, this pack has only one green card, which I'm not interested in having. Alright, so the rare is of course not really good in limited. I think I'm gonna take the Bonecaller Cleric. It is, an acceptable 2-drop 2/1 because of the activated ability, which sometimes can be quite strong. So I do want to play my first pick rare here, and black might be a bit open. Deadly Dispute is also a fine pick maybe, but I'm gonna take the Cleric here and see where the draft takes me. So now I see some white, well, blue. That Mist Dragon is quite good. It was good before, it's still good. It hasn't got changed. There was no need to change the card because it's so good, but I'm not gonna dip into blue because of this, because the pack has, I think I'll take the Vampire Spawn. I don't know about my second color, but I know I will want to play black, and the Vampire Spawn is still quite nice, so I'm gonna take it. I like it more than the better Manticore. There's a Meteor Golem. I don't have any treasure generating here, so Meteor Golem might be a bit hard to cast. The question is it gonna be another Vampire Spawn? I like the Vampire Spawn more than the Nefarious Imp here, or a 2-drop, because I could be red and black. And as good as the vampire spawn can be, I do want to have 2 drops. Alright, I'm gonna take the Hobgoblin Captain. I'm gonna take a guess that I can be red-black here. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Well, I can take the Earth Cult Elemental. I think the Frost Giant is definitely the better card there, but if I can avoid blue for once now, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna take the 6-drop here. And here I can... Okay, so the white has still a Steadfast Paladin here. I don't have to lock into it. Well, any color, I guess now. I could take the Steadfast Paladin, or I could just take the Nefarious Imp, which is not, you know, it's not bad. The Scry ability is quite nice. It, you know, triggers when this thing dies. So, okay, I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna pass all the white cards, hoping to have, you know, hoping that the people to my left are gonna be, at least some of them are, you know, drafting white and maybe pass the colors that I'm drafting now. All right, let's take another imp, but I don't like running, you know, multiples of those. Here, I'll just don't like the spiked pit trap, especially not if I'm playing red and black, which are the removal colors. So I'm gonna just take the undersimplify, just in case I actually have to move to blue for some reason. Maybe I open some crazy good blue rare and I actually move to blue. So the Null Hunter didn't seem to work. I don't think I want to play multiple Earth Cult Elementals. I'm not taking 20 gems or the Inspiring Bard. I take 20 gems. Also, it's a sideboard card. I mean, it's maybe even a main deckable card if you are green, but more likely a sideboard card. But I took it mostly because it's 20 gems here. Alright, I'm going to pick the Armor of Shadows over the Earth Cult Elemental here as well. And, well, I guess I just get all the Earth Cult Elementals there. And, okay, well, I did get a blue rare. That is really good. So I have basically, I can cut the Null Hunter, I won't be green here. So basically I'm going to quite likely be black here still. Whether I'm going to be red or not, that's a different question. I'm not sure I want to play the triple blue card here though, because there are good options. There's a Grim Bounty, there's a Shadowwork here, there's a 2-drop red card. Also the Young Red Dragon is now a playable card because you can get the treasure and then still have a... Well, a Formula 3-1 flyer isn't that great, but you know, the fact you get the treasury can be a little bit of an additional value. So I think the question still is it gonna be the Shadowwork or the Grim Bounty? I don't have like any removal. I think I usually like the Shadowwork more, but now I just take the actual removal spell, and a big part of that is that this thing creates a treasure token, and I have 2 Earth Cult Elementals. I might play both of them in the end, so it makes sense to have some treasure generating cards here. Now this is now the best black common that got nerfed hard because it's not a 2-1, it's a 1-1. Now you can still get some no sacrifice synergies when you sack this. When it's not blocking, you get to draw a card, and when it blocks and trades it, you don't get to card. And if you attack with it, opponent doesn't block it because it's only 1 power. It's not really a fast clock. I might still take it actually. I mean, over the Sepulchre goal, I'm gonna take it. Let's try. It's not embarrassing. It's just not. It's just not the best black common anymore. All right, here I'm. There's another Meteor Golem. I think I like the Pilgrim's Eye more. I do have a bunch of 3s here though, but it's quite nice. I'm not taking the Grey Slot. I think the card is either the Meteor Golem or the Pilgrim's Eye, but with these 2 6-drops, maybe the 7-drop isn't that great. I'm gonna take Pilgrim's Eye. It's never really a bad card. Manticore. I don't have more 4-mana cards except for the Grim Bounty and the Devourer. I think I will try the Manticore now. I don't have any sacrifice stuff yet, so the provocation doesn't seem very good right now. I'll try the Manticore. Now, yes, I do have only... I mean, red isn't open here, so I could even be, I could abandon red easily. I have the only card that really makes me want to be red is the Craving of Eno. Also, it is, I guess it's a splashable card. It is, in fact. The best card here is the Lulu, but I have like the Ranger Squadron. I like the Lulu more than the Mithara. Yes, I do. I don't like the Sellsword. You know what? I'm taking the Lulu. There's also the Grave Choice, which isn't unplayable, but I don't know. I just took it in case I get, more good white cards, but it's quite late in the pack, so it's unlikely to happen. So now there's a young red dragon, or maybe just a sampling cast. There's also the Sigil of Merkel, but how many creatures I have? Well, 12 out of 15, because this requires having a bunch of creatures, but I guess it's not going to be a problem. Okay, you know what? I'm going to actually try this, because this got better. This got changed from a 3 mana card into a 2 mana card. And you can get, those free, where is it? Free +1/+1 counters. And the Death Touch allows you to attack pretty freely on the turn. Yeah, I mean, with the creature you target. Alright, so another Pilgrim's Eye, or you find some prisoners. I don't think the artifacts are such a big deal in this format. There are some good rare ones, equipment mostly, but I think I'll take another Pilgrim's Eye. And here it's going to be one of them black cards that got buffed sorry, is this Eyes of the Beholder, which used to be a 6 mana card. Now it's a 5 mana card, and I'm gonna take it because it's actually still not great, but it's actually playable. And Hobgoblin Captain, yeah, I think the Lulu goes away, and I'll take the 2-drop because that's what I need the most. Sure. And well, could take the Windfall, could take a uncommon for a vault value. Not sure if I care about the Windfall too much, but I might play it. Now I can take the You Find Some Prisoners. The Grey Slot has some synergy with the Sigil, but I don't think I need a 3-drop when I have so many of them. Okay, here. Well, I suppose I'll take the Grey Slot now. Don't think I'm gonna play it though, but let's put it to the main deck. I'll decide later. Same, I mean, I'm not going to play the Chain Devil, especially not in the main deck. Alright, well, there is a splashable card. It's also mythic rare. I don't have more than one of, so this is just an insane planeswalker. I'm already red. I have 2 Pilgrim's Eyes. I have some ways to get treasure, so this is an easy peek and easily gonna be in my deck because this is just insanely good. So you can pause and read what it does, but it's just I don't even care what the pack has to offer. This is the best card and I can play it, so that's that. Alright, Dragon's Fire. Well, I'm gonna take the removal. This is just not a very good card, so I'm not gonna take that. But this is a really decent removal, so let's take it. So currently I'm at 23 cards already. Not really sure. Well, there are some easy cards here, I think. Also, the fewer creatures I have, the less interest I have for the Sigil of Miracle. Ambition's Cost. I don't think that's. I mean, I'd rather play the Unexpected Windfall, which I already have here. Eyes of the Beholder number 2, or Waters of Tiamat. Don't think I want to play multiples of these. 5 mana destroy. Well, basically, it's a destroy target creature. At 5 mana, even at instant speed, it's not that great. Maybe the Waters of Tiamat is slightly better. It also, allows the Dragon's Fire to deal 4. So let's take it. I'm not taking the white rare there. I'm not gonna splash a double caster. Another Craving. Well, I think it's just a great card, so I'll take it. Gate to Tumble Down, Deadly Dispute, Vampire Spawn. It's gonna be one of those. I think I'm at 25 cards now. Now there are some easy cards, but also maybe not that many of them. Just checking my 2-drops. I have enough of them. I'm gonna take the Gate because that will always go to my deck. I don't have to cut anything other than a basic land to fit the Gate in my deck. Okay, there's a Dragon's Fire this late in the pack, so red was definitely open in this pack 3. The Dragonkind orb is actually, they did change all of these, 3 of these orbs to add 1 mana of any color, not just the color itself. So I would consider playing this with double, Earth Elemental and it helping, to cast the Minsket Boo, but I'm not gonna pass the Dragon's Fire, obviously. I can take a Sepulchral Goal. Oh, this is still the Eyes of the Beholder, but I think I'll take the 2-drop instead. It also has some synergy with the Prowler. I can sack the Prowler to draw a card. Alright, so I usually would take the Rabble Rouser, but maybe it is actually going to be the treasure token generating thing that helps me cast the Minsken Boo. Yeah, I think if I didn't have the green mythic rare, I would take the Rabble Rouser, but now I'll take this Red Dragon just to get the treasure from there. And the rest, this will be all sideboard stuff. I can see playing with 2 Armor of Shadows off the sideboard when opponent has a lot of like removal spells. And here none of this matters. And okay, 1 pack here coming, but I'll pause. All right, so there is doesn't matter. I'm not playing 2 unexpected windfalls. I might play 3 Earth Cult Elementals. I don't think so. I don't care about the provocation either. I'll just take the uncommon for world value. Another Sepulchral Goal. Don't think I need 2 of them. Okay, I really got all the Earth Cult Elementals. Alright, let's cut the lands for now. I don't think I want to start with 3 of them. I think I'll play 2, but 3, not more than that. So, then about the cut, Chain Devil, bye bye. Greyslard, bye bye. And I think the Sigil of Merkel is, well, it's an easy cut. I don't really have the kind of self-mill theme here, so at least won't be main decking that. Now that's 26 cards still. The reason I didn't immediately cut the unexpected windfall is that it does create treasure tokens for the Minsken Boo, but so let's see the amount of treasure I can have here. It is Grim Bounty and nothing else, I guess. Oh no, there's the young red dragon, which I specifically picked because of its ability to create a treasure token. So that's 2 treasures from my cards, not counting the unexpected windfall, which I really just feel like I want to cut. And then there are 2 Pilgrim's Eyes, and then I will, of course, because of the Pilgrim's Eyes, add a basic forest to the deck. So that's gonna mean like 5 ways to get the green mana for the Minsken Boo. That's very, generous amount for 1 splashed card. So I'm gonna cut the windfall. I don't need it, and then that leaves me with two other cards to cut, because I do think this deck is going to be a 17 land deck for sure. Given my 3-drops, maybe one of the Nefarious Imps is unnecessary. I could see playing only these. That's still gonna be a 4 3-mana creatures, and then the Craving of Inehos, which are pretty good with the Hobgoblin Captains, because when you cast this from your hand, it's gonna give +3/+2, and this will be 6 power first strikers if you put these on the Hobgoblin Captains. And now one more cut. I think it could be the Sepulchral Goal, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like all these, the ability to curve out, especially with double Craving of it's quite important to have the ability to play a 2-drop creature, and then on turn 3, one of these cravings on the creature is quite decent. So, but I do like the Armor of Shadows. These 1-mana tricks, they are usually quite nice. You know, tempo boosts when opponent might use like a 3-mana removal, or maybe your 3-drop is about to trade with their 3-drop, and you can use a 1-mana card to save your 3-drop or something like that. I usually like to play one of those, but I will cut a card here because I have 2 6-mana cards. I'm not playing 16 lands, even though I have double Pilgrim's Eye here, for instance. I don't have anything with specialize, which does mean that the extra lands might be, you know, useless at some point. Oh, the Grim Bounty, by the way, also makes a treasure. Did I count that? Maybe I did, because yeah. So the Red Dragon and the Grim Bounty are the treasure generators in this deck. It's tricky, because I think the cut maybe has to be the Armor of Shadows. Because I want to try the Manticore. At 3 power, it's not that embarrassing. This is a decent removal spell. Warriors of Tiamat, especially with double Dragon's Fire. It's my only dragon, isn't it? Well, there's another dragon, but that's the younger dragon, which is, you know, 3 power, so it doesn't really add to Dragon's Fire. And it's a fine 5-drop. It's not amazing, but it's fine. So, okay, then Armor of Shadows. Maybe that's it. I'd rather have my 2-drop creatures. Okay, I'm gonna cut the Armor of Shadows and then play with this deck. And that's 10, 11, and 1. So I guess it's just gonna be pretty even. I need red early, I need black early. I have a black double caster, but I have the Pilgrim's Eye possibility to cast these before I can cast the Grim Bounty. So yeah, it's quite easily 8-8-1. With my fixing, it's not. It seems that the mana base is actually quite nice. Let's use these Godzilla lands. I haven't used them much. And then the forest. Alright, so that's the deck. Alright, this is a fine hand. You can really just easily trade the Bone Cleric early in the game. You don't have to get the 4-mana activation out of it. Okay, they get a treasure token. That's an instant, so they could have, you know, spared. I guess I could have dropped an island there and then countered their adventure, and then they don't get the treasure and they don't get to play this one. So maybe there was actually some sense to play it in the main phase. Okay, there's the Prowler, which doesn't get a card if it blocks. Well, I'm gonna offer to trade here. And play a Pilgrim's Eye, I guess. Which is gonna get me the forest, and then I don't have to. I can play the younger dragon on the next turn without making the treasure. Oh, they don't wanna block. Alright. That doesn't change anything that I'm about to do. And this still draws a card if it gets blocked and dies. So I'm not going to block with the Pilgrim's Eye here. They did miss a 3rd land drop, by the way. As you can see, they started the game and they didn't have a land drop. So let's see if they have it now. Horde Robber. I'm not gonna let them start getting treasures. So it is not very nice to use a Dragon's Fire on it, but I do have the Eyes of the Beholder here, which I can. use as removal later on. So because I really don't want them to have, these treasures, and because I don't have good blocks, even if I play this, it's just a 3-1 now, even though it can block. I kill that thing and then attack with these guys, and I think they're gonna block now. There's no reason for them to save the Prowler for any other use, and then I can play the, get my treasure from the dragon here, and the Craving of Yinahu, I can put it on the Pilgrim's Eye at some point. For instance, to make it into a 4-power flyer. Flourishing, oh, they have to use a treasure to do that. That's something they don't wanna really do, but I guess the other option for us to skip the turn, so I should be in a good shape now. Oh, there's an intellect devourer too. So how do I do it? I actually, because this is a 2-4, it can't really attack into this unless I use the Craving of Yinahu. I'm gonna play the young red dragon this turn. I didn't have mana to play it and the Craving, because this does also give haste. But next turn I can play the intellect devourer, and well, let's see what I exile from the hand. So this will exile each opponent, they of course they get to, yeah, this would be amazing if I get to choose it, but since they are low on lands, they just had their land drop here, but that means they don't have any lands. They have to exile a spell, and of course it's gonna be the worst spell, but still I'm gonna be able to cast it. Because this says it doesn't care about the color. So before I do anything else, let's devour. Why am I'm not gonna leave that open. No, this is better. So they exile a card from their hand, and I can cast it with any mana. They have 4 options, all of those are spells. There are no lands in their hand. And if they did exile a land, I could also play that, because I haven't played a land this turn, but I know for sure they don't have a land in their hand. If it's a 3 mana card, I can cast it this turn, because I have the swamp in my hand. They are taking their time to decide. That was a unexpected windfall. Right. That's interesting. I kinda... There's a lot of options now. I could even play the Craving on the Devourer and attack with hasty 5 damage at total of 6 here. But I also don't want to play the Swamp to discard it for this thing. But then again... I can discard the Craving if I know. I'm gonna actually do it like this. Not have the hasty Devourer, because they are still at a fairly high life total. I don't feel the need to be not too aggressive right now. This will become a 5-5 if I play the Craving on it though. But I guess my first thing is that I just want to untap and cast the unexpected windfall. So if they have something like a Grim Bounty in their hand, I didn't want to... I'm not going to block that thing, am I? No, I'm not. I mean, if they have a Grim Bounty in their hand, it's good enough for them that they kill this when it's 2-4. I don't want to lose one iteration of Craving. Alright, so now Well, they have to sack a permanent and they don't want to sacrifice a land. I guess I'm not playing the unexpected windfall. I'm gonna play this thing. If I have to sack a permanent, I will just sack the treasure, no big deal. And I don't even have to. So, I mean, if they sack a land, that's really bad for them. If they sack a creature, I'm very happy about that. And that's also 6/6 they have to deal with somehow. They left the untapped creature there. I'm gonna attack with these guys. This will have Death Touch and Menace if they have 4 or more creature cards in the graveyard. I don't care about that. That trade is fine. Okay, that's the play, a 3/1. Alright, I'm going to play now the Windfall here. And then I'm gonna play Forest of Tiamat. Yep. It's not exactly lethal, it's 13 damage, so they could, not block anything, but I guess they block the 4/2 and they take 9. They have no board, I have all this stuff and a 4/2 haster in my hand, plus the craving as well. So I don't think they can come back from now. 5 mana, there's no rat effect. I don't think that deals with this board. A spot removal can kill one of my things. And then I still have the hasty Borders of Tiamat, which they know about. So let's say they kill the Earth Cult Elemental with a Grim Bounty, then I guess they get a treasure and then they could, have like a jump blocker or something. Prowler. Alright. That's not gonna be enough against the Haster. I don't even have to show the Craving of they are tapped out, so this is gonna be a lethal attack no matter how they block. 7 damage going through when they block the 6/6. Alright, so pretty standard black-red stuff. They have, the Grace Lord. That doesn't necessarily tell anything. Maybe they just play it as a random 3-drop, which sometimes gets a Menace and Death Touch. Maybe they don't have like a graveyard team there, Coastlands, and I don't think any of that is enough to play stuff like you find some prisoners. But do I want to change something else? Like an Armor of Shadows should be good against the red and black because that archetype can have some removal spells. Dragon's Fire is the only one I saw though. Maybe like one. I just need to find a cut of some kind. Maybe the Prowler isn't that important against them. I guess the Prowler can be cut. I like the other stuff. I think the Craving is still a card I'm gonna kind of always have in my deck. I don't see many matchups where I would cut this. It just it does too much. So this is it. Okay, so I kept this hand. I forgot to to resume the recording, but yeah, I got a 7-card hand, not counting the Craving of Inoho. It has, 4 lands, both colors, 2-drop and a 3-drop, so of course I kept it. And now all I need is a way to get the green mana somehow. Okay, are they gonna Dragons Fire it or not? Because otherwise they shouldn't be thinking really. No 3-drop. Alright. Land is not a bad draw because I do have the 6-drop in here. Alright, so this will become a 5/4 creature. No, sorry, 5/5 creature. If I get to play the Craving on it. Which I might have to do on the next turn, because if I draw something that I can't otherwise cast. Well, that's something I can cast, but not exactly sure if I want to kill this. No, I'm gonna make this into a big guy. One reason to cast the Green Bounty is though that it does give me the treasure to cast the Minsk and Boo, but I mean I can do it later on. I don't need to be able to cast this on turn 5 for this thing to be a relevant thing there. I'd rather just kill something else than a 1 toughness creature with a Grim Bounty. That's the thing. And if they're going to use a removal spell on the Vampire Spawn, that's fine, because this can be, activated from the graveyard. That's what makes it so good. And it's only 1 mana at that point. Alright, so they didn't have a spell there. Let's first attack and see what happens. This, of course, even has to attack. Alright, so, I mean... I either don't do anything or I play the Grim Bounty, so I guess I'll try the Grim Bounty here. It worked. So this creates the 1/1 hamster with trample and haste, and I can make it into a 4/4. Okay, super play on that thing, right? That's really fine. I have 2 options here. I mean, I guess it's gonna be the hasty thing. It's gonna be the hasty thing. Yep. Let's play the Planeswalker. I could put the counters on the Vampire Spawn too if I really want to, actually, because it has haste. It has to have trample or haste. Fine, then it would remain. No, I'd rather have the Craving of go away, and so I can play this Earth Cult Elemental and make it hasty, guys. So I guess this is. I mean, of course, this is all very how do you say it? I mean, irrelevant, because it's most likely so that I'm gonna win no matter what here, given the situation here with life totals and the board state. But point is that the Vampire Spawn will. Okay, they get to kill my Minsk and Boo, but maybe if they have a deadly dispute, well, they still lose to a hasty Earth Cult Elemental, because this will die right now. And what I can do here is play this thing. It's gonna be a roll of 5, both sack a permanent, which I can easily just sack a mountain, and then I have 2 lethal attackers here, like this. Easy, and I didn't really need the Planeswalker there. I could have played the Earth Cult Elemental on the previous turn and still quite easily win. Alright, another pretty decent hand with a 2-drop. Technically a 3-drop 2 if I go for the craving, and then a 4-drop here. All of which I can cast with the lands available. Alright, so let's see if they have a counter spell. Nope. Island. And no. Alright, well, I mean, let's do it. It's so powerful if they have no answer to this thing, because it's a 6 power first striker, and they have to have some interaction spell. A creature only can jump block it. Okay, well, they got third land, which also is their second color, so they're gonna have a way to deal with it or not. That's not enough. Think the thing is that currently the young red dragon is my only way to get a treasure. I mean, and in with that the only way to get the green mana, in case I happen to draw my mythic planeswalker. So I would like to save the Manticore for a trick, but the intellect divider doesn't do much now because the 2/4 isn't good enough. Well, actually, with the Manticore, it is good enough against the 2/3. So maybe I will in fact do it like this. Yeah, because next turn I can attack the 2/4 into their 2/3, and then yeah, I can use the Manticore to finish it off. Or they might. What did I get, by the way? I got a signature spells. I don't think this card is even anything I care about. Instant. Well, I mean, I might cast it still. I do have instant or sorceries that cost 3 exactly. I'm not even sure. Can I seek anything that's gonna be doing something relevant? I don't actually recall right now if there is anything. Well, I mean, the point is here that the craving of when I mean, especially on something like an hobgoblin captain, it's very hard to deal with unless you have a creature interaction. Apparently, the opponent didn't have, so they can't just beat this thing here. Well, I didn't get to see much of their deck, so other than that they are blue-white. Is some of these cards very good against blue-white? Is some other card that is in my deck bad against blue-white? I don't think so. The Armor of Shadows especially not usually that amazing against blue-white, unless I see like a multiple copies of the you hear something on watch that deals 5 damage to an attacker. It's nice to respond to that spell with the Armor of Shadows, but I didn't see any of that, so I think I'm gonna keep the deck as is, and then sideboard something maybe if it goes to game 3. Okay, I still have. Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand always. I have a 2-drop, and if I draw any land, and I did, I get to get the green mana for the Minsken here, and all I need to do is survive, and them not have counter spells when I'm gonna cast the Minsken. Conjurer. Oh, I did draw the craving here. Well, I mean, let's go. Let's go craving. Because even if they deal with this card somehow, I can play a Pilgrim, so I get a mountain and then use this to make a 3 power hasty flyer, and then I can use the other Pilgrim's Eye to get the forest for the Minsken. Okay, they don't even untap any lands there, so they haven't. Okay, well, they get that thing, but this is still 6 powers of first strike. The combination with Hobgoblin Captain and the Craving of it's just insane. They can only jump block or take 6. Even a double block won't be enough, so very easy for me now. jump block. That's really sweet to see. So I'm gonna get the forest right now, but I will of course just play the gate here. So next turn I can play the Miskenbu. Let's see what's their play. Maybe it's an Occult Elemental for bounces. Yep, that's a good one. But so this thing says I can make the hamster into a 4/4, or I can sack any creature when you do Miskenbu. It deals X damage to any target. That's any target, including players. X is it equals the creature's power, and if I sack the hamster, it's gonna also draw me X cards. So this is a 3 loyalty. I could make it into a 4 loyalty and get the 4. Have a 4/4. I do have the craving here, which still could, have a 5 power. How do I do it? I'm not sure if I want to play the Miscube. The 4/4 hamster doesn't do anything. That's the thing. So I think I'm gonna play just this into this. Have 5 power of first strike. No, it's not first strike. Oh, I messed up. But I guess I don't mind if they trade with the... I could attack with the Pilgrim's Eye, but then they eat it for free. But I don't mind the trade here. If they block, that's fine. They don't even block, which is, I think, better for me. But now I'm gonna play this and the Cleric. Next turn I can play the Earth Cult Elemental. There's no rush with the Miskenbu. Sacrifice a creature. Yeah, I could even sack the 5/2 here to deal 5 to them. That creature's power. Alright, well, let's see what they have. They didn't block with the Elemental, which should mean that they have another way to deal with the Hobgoblin Captain with 5 power. But do they? Well, they have something for sure. I guess I'll let this thing just die and play the Earth Cult Elemental. And even if they counter the Earth Cult Elemental, I can bring it back with the Cleric on the following turn. Yeah, I don't just see any... Why would I have a 4/4 hasty hamster when they have a 2/5? So... Yep. This can just trade with the Conjurer, but I don't still think it's that bad. They have only 3 cards in their hand. Yeah, that works too. They use 2 of those to kill the Captain, which is still, fine. And then I play the Elemental, sack a Swamp if I have to. I don't have to. They sack a land or a 1/1 creature, I guess. Depends if they want to have access to 6 mana or not. There goes an island. Alright, so the 6/6 is something they need to deal with. And I can get it back. I can sack it for mana and... Oh, they attack with a 2/5. Oh, because they can untap it. Oh, but this only untaps as a sorcery. So, interestingly, they actually are, phrasing me here, which isn't necessarily what they should be doing. I have a bunch of options here. Total amount of mana I have here for this turn is 7 lands, and then this is 8 mana. This costs 4. So I could Craving here and play Pilgrim's Eye. So that's gonna get me a mountain, I guess. Craving. Oh, I could have actually... I could Craving the 6/6 too. But they will jump block it though. I think I'd rather have a flyer, but it will only be yeah, it will actually not be that. It's only +1/+0 and haste. So maybe I can still. Well, it's tough. It's tough. Let's make sure I tap the correct mana here. They sack a permanent. The 1/1 goes away. Alright then. Well, in that case, I'm gonna make the 6/6 a hasty guy. Yeah, they. I mean, I understand they don't want to sack a land if they have, use for 5 mana. But they have the untapper here. Well, I don't know. Cleric into getting back an elemental with the hasty thing. Yeah, the Craving of Vino. That is really good card. What can I say? Final match. I get to play first, and I would like one of these lands to produce black, but I guess I'm gonna keep it anyway because I have a 2-drop here, 3 power 2-drop on the play. I have 4 lands with a 6-drop in my hand, and at some point I'm gonna draw one of my swamps, right? Or ways to. I mean, I have 2 Pilgrim's Eyes, which both can get the swamp. Another blue-white deck. All right. Can they have a blocker for the captain or not? They can, but okay. Well, now that I do that, I'm just gonna offer the trade here, and if they don't block, I'll block with the cleric, as long as they don't enhance this in some way. They are thinking about the attack, so it's not a trivial. I guess that means they don't have a way to save it. They could have like -2, -0 on my creatures, and have a very good attack now. The 1 mana blue trick that could give a creature a perpetually -2, -0, and some other creature gets a temporary -2, -0. That would be great if I block now with the cleric. This becomes a 1/1. This becomes permanently a 1/1, and this becomes a well, makes the block bad. But I'm still gonna take the block. I mean, if they have tricks, I need to have them use them. Okay, it was just that. That is not so bad because I still have my Hobgoblin Captain. They get some life and all that. Oh, there's that. Well, I might play the Manticore anyway here, but I kind of want to because next turn I probably use the Gate unless I draw a playable spell. But oh, now that does change things. I'm not gonna play the Manticore anymore because I want them to block. Because if I play the Manticore, they will block in that case. So I can only attack with 3 power anyway. So if they don't block, they take 3. I don't think they can afford to block here. Yep. But now, and yes, I do realize I could have left the captain to block and then kill this 4/4. But I feel like they can have their 4 damage. They can play the other 2/4 if they want to. I will just use the K to tumble down, and then save the Manticore for when I can actually use its effect. Humiliation there. All right, that's humiliated. Wonder why they did it like there pre-combat. Why not attack first? What a weird. Sure. Another captain. Yeah, the opponent is, having good stuff. Assuming they can deal with the Earth Cult Elemental. But what can I do? I play this and hope they can't deal with it. They sack a permanent. Actually going down to 4 lands is maybe at this stage in the game relevant. I mean, for me. And of course for them. Negatively for them. They are not gonna... Oh, they sacked the 4/4. So I just played a 6 mana 6/6 that killed an opponent's 4/4. It's kind of scary that they did want to sack it though. That means they really have a good spell at 6. Or a good double spell or something. They didn't just randomly. But no, I guess they have a 2 mana spell that they really want to cast now. Or on my turn, whichever. Did they not realize they can sacrifice a... By the way, look at their deck size. It's still 35 cards after they have 3 in hand, 4 in graveyard. That's 42. 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay, they're playing a 50 card deck. But didn't they realize that they can sacrifice a land? Because that it's possible they didn't realize that. Alright, so I can attack, they can double block and pump the Water Weird. And they will kill the Earth God Elemental. But then I can finish off the other creature with the Manticore, and I think it's worth it. So I'm gonna attack. And then I can still play, because I have 6 mana, I can still play the Hobgoblin Captain. Oh, I kind of hope they do block there. Now I can also use the Dragon's Fire and then the Manticore. But I think I don't care about any of that, and I'll just play this and the Imp and maybe... they have a counter spell, oh man. I should have played the Imp first. I mean they had mana, I mean they had a priority because of this ability. So maybe they don't have a counter spell, but I mean regardless of that I should have played the Imp first, because if one of these gets countered I'd rather have the Hobgoblin Captain get countered. But it's too late now. But I didn't have it, so I'm at 16. I don't care about their attacks. They can't really take the Earth Cult Elemental anymore. Guardian Naga. Okay, Manticore can kill it on my turn. That thing that takes damage on my turn, and I can just Dragon's Fire and Manticore it if I want to, but should I just no, they don't have mana to pump this, so they can't even trade with this thing. They can only jump block it, so I should definitely do this. And then I just don't attack with the Hobgoblin Captain. There were multiple things I could have done, because this gets first strike, and of course this having first strike combines very well with the Manticore, but I needed to deal with the Guardian Naga, I think. Now they're at 1, so, and they're facing 2 flyers. And still the 6/6. I don't... this is the spot where you think about if they have the 5 mana Wrath effect. There's the party Wrath. I didn't have any party creature type here, so if they had that, everything would have gone. But of course this gives me a hasty, a lethal threat. At some point I was gonna draw a way to get the cast this. It's actually, I have 5 ways to get the green mana in this deck, and I had drawn with 15 cards. I guess one of them got seeked, but it could have been a Pilgrim's Eye. But yeah, anyway, point is, it went quite long without me having a forest available or a treasure token. Now, did I, learn anything? Guardian Naga, I don't really. The humiliation, uh, something you shouldn't sideboard against the humiliation is this Armor of Shadows, because if you respond with this thing, the indestructible ability will also get, it goes away when the humiliation resolves. So that's not a good card to sideboard against this thing. And so they have these 4 toughness things, but do I have? I guess the Armor of Shadows is quite nice with my 3 power hobgoblin captains. Should I still play one of them? Maybe the Prowler isn't that great against that deck. I could see not playing the Prowler and playing one of the Armor of Shadows. Maybe let's do that. Okay, a 1 lander. Let's check the size of the deck for the opponent. So yeah, they are okay. Now they're playing 49 cards. Right. They mulliganed. I will mulligan too. Okay. All the colors and the splash here, plus a mana curve here. This is actually great, except for that I do have to lose one of these cards, and I think it's gonna be the Bone Color Cleric. I'd rather have the Flyer. Dragon's Fire is my 2-drop here. Oh, that's my 2-drop maybe. Unless they play something I really want to get rid of right away. Not exactly, but it is a good blocker for the captain here. Maybe I draw one of my Craving of Inahus. Make this into a 6 power first striker when it attacks. I'm gonna play the Imp here, and there's no reason to attack. Not now. Soldiers of the Watch. Well, I have a good blocker on that thing, so I don't mind. This, I could play this as a 3-1. But no, I want to be able to block this, or at least make them use a card to get rid of the vampire spawn, or something like that. No first strike yet, so I'm gonna just attack with the Imp here. Play the spawn. And now if any permanent I control leave the battlefield, I get to scry one. It includes treasure tokens. Eyes of the Beholder. Alright, alright. So. Hmm. Yeah, it's kinda awkward. Well, I'm gonna just do this. And the options are to play this as a 3-1 or have a treasure token available and then the Dragon's Fire available. But I guess I'll just play the 3-1 flyer here. If they attack with the Water Weird, then I have this 3 power first striker on the next turn, assuming the red dragon survives this turn. Of course, the 3 power first striker doesn't really help a lot against the Water Weird, except that if I have a Dragon's Fire, I can first deal first strike damage, then kill it. But of course, they can play other stuff. The main idea here is that I'm having 5 power in the air while they have nothing in the air, and I'm winning the race here. I'm gonna block here and see what they have. Now this does a thing. So if it's a non-land on the top of the deck, it becomes a 4-5. Okay, so it's not a non-land because they get to think here. So they can mill it if it's a land. If they want to draw a land, they're not gonna mill. So it was a land and they didn't want to mill it. They want to draw a land. That's fine. So no way to deal with the vampire spawn. Portable hold dealing with the hobgoblin captain. But that leaves the battlefield effect, so exile also works. I guess another Dragon's Fire can't really be bad. So let's do that. It really makes sense to kill this. Because now I can attack with the vampire spawn as well. That's 7 damage. They have only a jump block available. And I can use Dragon's Fire. At some point I'm gonna draw a 5th land, right? Maybe even a swamp to be able to cast this thing. That's the reason I'm not too worried about this, growing in size. At some point I will be able to kill it. It might even not be relevant because I have a 2-turn clock in the air. I'm not killing the Soldiers of Watch. I can take 5 here. And maybe have some better target for the Dragon's Fire. So let's see if they are drawing another land. It seems like they were, but they milled that. This is still a 3-4. Disciples. Alright, that is gonna die. There's a land and that's a win, right? Alright. It was a mountain, so I couldn't have cast this. Maybe the Minsk and Bow was this time needed to win, but then again, I mean, they were taking 5 in the air anyway, so probably I had the game, I would have won anyway, but it's fun to at least use the Planeswalker I got to draft. Even though it might be, a bit redundant there. But hey, again, a good, very good result in a draft after one draft that wasn't that amazing. I think this deck though was, definitely a lot better than my previous one. Even, not counting the Minsk and Bow. Look at the mana curve here. Just a very beautiful mana curve. This is how you want your mana curve to usually look like in your normal limited decks. And even the creature curve follows the same pattern as well. So this was a great mana curve here, and I got to again showcase. It's not the first time I got to play with the Craving of with good results. It single-handedly won here at least one game, and then played a big part in another game. I had a decent amount of removal actually. The Dragon's Fires are good, of course. Grim Bounty is good, and the Eyes of the Beholder is not embarrassing. Like I said, it's fine, especially as a one-off. Manticore with the additional power has some utility, even when you don't get to use the triggered ability, because 4 mana with 3 power flash flyer is, it's actually fine. by itself, and then sometimes you get some value out of the ability. Devourer didn't play a big role in the event. It was my first pick in the entire draft, but it's still a decent card. I mean, it doesn't seem like the deck was super good. I had 2 Sepulchre goals, no way to, really synergize with the sacrificing too much. But then again, I didn't really draw this card much either, so I don't know what to say. Deck was pretty decent. I won all the matches, and that's as good of a result as you can have. I will see you in the next draft video in a few days. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.